Hey, what's up? This is James. This is the third part of my videos on how to lose weight, my weight loss journey. I'm sharing the information that I learned with you, and hopefully it'll help you achieve your goals. In the last video, we talked about BMR and we talked about your journal that you did from the first video and adding up what calories you're taking in a day. And like I said, you have to be honest, be completely honest. It's the only way you can get honest results. So if you were completely honest and you did as I asked you to do with the BMR and the calorie counting, you'll see that you're, taking in way more calories than your body is burning. And that's why, you've gained so much weight, or that's why you are the size that you are. So now that you know the why you're that size, you need to know the how. How am I going to get to where I want to be? So the way I did it, the way I processed everything, is I started at the end and worked to the beginning. I decided where I wanted to go, and then I figured out how to get to that point. So what I did is I went and looked at celebrities, different celebrities, males that were the same height as me, maybe the similar bone structure as me, and I said, okay, this guy is, happy, women think he's very attractive, so I want to be like this guy. So then that set my ultimate goal, and then you have to set small goals in order to get to that point. For me, my celebrity was Matthew McConaughey. I know it's a stretch, but they always say, shoot for the moon, you might just hit a star. So that's what you have to do. Look at how tall you are. Maybe find some celebrity, a female celebrity, a male celebrity, whichever you are, and set that as your goal, and then you could start figuring out how to get to that goal. Another very useful tool that I have used is my computer, spreadsheet programs, Excel, stuff like that. You can create formulas and spreadsheets to calculate your weight loss, so that way you can monitor it. It's very important to keep an eye on what you're doing, so that way you can keep achieving goals. One of the pitfalls that I fell into is that I used to get on the scale every day. I would suggest that you don't do that. I would suggest that you weigh yourself once a week. That's plenty enough to weigh yourself. Just monitor your day-to-day activity. Remember, you have your MR and you have your calorie intake, so you have to monitor those two things, and you have to know that you're taking in less calories than your body is burning each day, and that'll help you to lose weight. Maybe a goal you could set for yourself is 500 calories. Take in 500 calories less than your BMR is for the day, and in a week's time, 500 times 7, that's 3,500. That's 1 pound of body fat, and you can lose 1 pound for a week. Can you lose more than 1 pound a week? Sure. There was times where I lost like a pound every single day. But then you get to a point where you don't lose that pound for a couple days, and you're getting nervous, and then you say, well, I'm gonna ramp things up, but that's not smart, because now what you're doing is you're starving yourself. So it's not healthy to starve yourself. You need to just weigh yourself once a week and stick with the plan. Remember that this is a marathon, not a sprint, that you're the tortoise, not the hare, and just keep putting one foot in front of the other, and you're going to see the results that you want as long as you stick with the plan. Don't get impatient. Remember, it's the human engine, and it's going to do things that don't make logical sense to you, but as long as you stick with the plan, you're going to get the results that you want. I'm going to talk a little bit about fat cells. I'm going to talk just real quickly about fat cells. The human body has 7 billion fat cells. When you gain weight, what happens is the reserve or the storage on the fat cell expands. So a skinny person has the same amount of fat cells as a fat person does. So when you lose weight, you're going to shrink that storage on the cell. The problem is that by stretching the cell in the first place, you make it very elastic. So it's easier for you to gain the weight back than it was for you to put the weight on in the first place. It might have took you 8 years to gain the weight, but it could take you 8 months if you get off the plan to gain it all back. So you got to stick with this. Remember, it's a marathon. This is a life-changing event. It's something. It's not a diet. It's not, something you're just doing right now. You have to make it a life-changing event, something that's going to be here for the rest of your life. As far as eating lower calories, healthier foods, and being more active. Traditionally, there's 3 meals a day. Obviously, there's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. For your menus that you're going to create, I want you to come up with breakfast, lunch, dinner, and 2 snacks. And you're going to put the majority of your calories into your lunch. At least 1/3 of your calories go to your lunch. A decent sized breakfast, and then the smallest meal of the day should be your dinner. Me personally, I just shake up some protein powder and make a protein shake before bed. I might add some fruit to that or something like that, but that's it. The reason being is that you want your body to digest all the food that you've eaten for that day long before you go to bed. So then at bedtime, your stomach is empty and your body could focus on processing the stored fats that's in your body. Use the fuel that it already has stored. So that way each morning when you wake up, hopefully your body has gotten smaller. Breakfast was really hard for me. I had an addiction to McGriddles. I used to love those things, but when I realized how many calories were in them, it was a shock to me. So I cut that out. You want to cut out all fast food, even though some of the fast food chains offer healthy alternatives. That's just a ploy to keep you coming into their store, so to tempt you to have a cheeseburger or a slice of pizza or tacos or whatever. So stay away from those places. Prepare your own foods. Prepare yourself enough food for a month. If you have to process it, put it in the freezer, whatever you need to do. But you want to have enough food on standby so that way it'll last you for a month. You want to come up with 3 options to give yourself variety, because boredom is going to be a pitfall that you're going to have to fight like I did. You're going to get bored with the same things. So come up with 3 options for each meal of the day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And for dinner, like I said, it's going to make it be something small. So just, give yourself an option or two, as far as dinner, but your main focus should be on your 3 breakfasts and your 3 lunches. And then you want to give yourself 2 healthy snacks, like I like yogurt or a piece of fresh fruit, something like that, to eat as a snack. Maybe some sort of popcorn that has like no salt or no butter on it, rice cakes, something like that. Nothing really sugary or really high in fat. So for your homework, what I want you to do is I want you to make your menu. Remember, you calculated your BMR, so you want to create a menu that is 500 calories below your BMR. So you're going to have to go online, look up the calories and everything, make sure the portion sizes are correct, and give yourself 500 calories below what your BMR is for the day. And if you're able to do that, and you can reduce it by 500 a day, then in 7 days, that's 3,500 calories. So then you're going to reduce your intake by 1 pound of body fat a week. And that's the goal you should set for yourself. Are you able to lose more than a pound a week? Yeah, you are. I had a point where I was losing a pound every day. So it's going to come and it's going to go. You can't weigh yourself all the time. You just gotta stick with the plan. But in the beginning, you're gonna lose water fat. It's not gonna all be body fat that you're losing. There's gonna be food that's left inside your body from before that hasn't completely processed. That's gonna eventually have to work its way out of your system. That's why it's important to have a lot of high fiber things in your menu. For dinner, I usually, like I said, have a protein shake, or I might have a can of soup, something like that. But for lunch, I like to I like to grill things, grilled chicken, grilled beef, a piece of steak. I like buying like a sirloin roast and then just cutting it up into sections and then just cooking a section. To me, it's the same thing. It's a piece of beef and I've grilled it. Vegetables, I like Brussels sprouts and broccoli. Those are my favorites. You're going to have to make a menu that you like, though, so these are just examples. But you want to have some dietary fiber. For breakfast, a lot of times I just eat oatmeal, raw oatmeal with some 1% milk and a little Splenda. I use the brown sugar blend, Splenda, about a tablespoon or less of that. Stir it up and eat it. The fiber is going to help to cleanse your body. It's going to help to get out all of the old fattening foods that are still, being processed or still in your intestines or whatever. And so you can kind of purge yourself and get rid of that excess weight that you're walking around with every day. So go ahead, put together your menu, as I said. Give yourself options, like I said. Do that for 2 weeks, and then come back, check out the next video in the series. We're going to talk more about your activity levels, about exercise, the importance of exercise, what's going on in your body, because hopefully by then you've started to lose some weight, and we'll take it from there in the next video. So I appreciate you stopping by. Make sure you like the video, and good luck. You can do it. Remember, you're the Taurus, not the hare, and just stay honest with yourself.